What's up? This is a video that I've been meaning to do for quite some time. It is my video explaining my crazy weird made up format and why I think everyone should do it. So let's jump straight in. So what I did was I took Goat format and I just added a bunch of cards. I decided to add every card at limited status, so you can only run one of each newly added card. And the cards that I added for all the formats that I've created, which there are three of currently, kind of 3.5. I'm halfway through one. But these staple cards are in every single format, so all the generic cards are in every single format, which gives like a nice like thread through the different ones that I've created. So those are cards like Gauze, Emissary of Darkness, Chaos Dragon, Levianeer, very iconic card, Dark Arm Dragon, the White and Black Dragon, sorry, the Floaters, Monster Reborn, Tragodia, Allure of Darkness, Dark Hole, and I've also just remembered that I forgot to pull out Raigeki. So very, very iconic cards. The reason I decided to add all these is because in a format where like Pot of Greed is legal and Heavy Storm is legal, you already have broken swing cards. So I didn't see there being too much of an issue with having the same for monster removal. I actually think Heavy Storm is probably more of a broken card than Dark Hole and Raigeki, I'd say. But that's just my opinion. And obviously, with there being lots of iconic cards, it can be something that people can like grab onto and think, oh Christ, I haven't used Gauze for so long, that'll be nice to use. I think that's why a lot of people like Edison format. I'm not the biggest fan of Edison format. I have tried it a little bit and I do like how diverse it is. I think that's why I wanted to create my own version of it, kind of thing. But I really like the pacing of Goat format. I like the fact that there's not a million decent traps in Goat format. With Edison, I feel like you're fighting through Bottomless, Torrential, another Bottomless, D Prison, fucking another D Prison. It's just like, it can be quite frustrating. There's Heavy Storm in that format, but you're not always going to draw Storm. So I like what I've done here in terms of the pacing. What I also decided to do, because I've added all these broken cards that can do a lot of damage, is I've increased the life points for each format in intervals. So Shiba format 1.0, like the weakest form of the sorry, my daughter's just just staring at me. Making a YouTube video. Okay, I'll see that in a second. Making a YouTube video. Thanks, gorgeous. Sorry about that. So I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the life points. So for Shiba 1.0, which is like plants, it's very Edison-y, but obviously everything's at 1, which makes a huge difference. Increase the life points to 10,000. And for Shiba 2, which is kind of like modern-ish stuff that has never been broken, with the exception of maybe Lunar Lights, but like they were only broken because of like Phantom Knights and stuff like that, and Azathoth. So and like Plunder Patrol, stuff like that, stuff that's like always been close to being good. And then the Shiba the life points for 2.0 is 12k, and then for Shiba 3.0 it's 15,000 life points, which seems like a great deal, but when you're running like Invoked and Fluffles and shit like that, so stuff that's like actually pretty decent, you can get them big damages up. So yeah, on to the other reasons why I think everyone should create this format, create their own version of this format, sorry. I will demonstrate through this. So this is part of a deck that I've made in Shiba 1.0. It is a Reasoning Gate deck. So it runs like the standard like Chaos monsters, it runs Jinzo, it runs Dragons, Dark Magician of Chaos, and just all the Vampire Lord generic good reasoning gate cards. And it also runs these bad boys. So it runs Time Wizard, Dark Magician Girl, Summon Skull. It runs 2 of those. I only pulled 1 out. And Red Eyes Black Dragon. We use these because we can go into these broken fusion monsters with them. So you've got Base Gold Dragon, that's already in gold format, but it's just a big beta. You've got Time Wizard of Tomorrow, which is a broken card. Future Fusion is actually in all 3 formats. However, I chose to cut Future Fusion in this deck for Gauze because I feel like Gauze is a more synergistic, synergy having card. Yeah, you've got the Summon Skull Fusion monster, which is really, really good. It's a 3k beta that when it dies, you get another Summon Skull from anywhere, apart from Banished. You've got the Dark Magician Girl Knight card, which is really good. And you've got First of the Dragons. This is for your Scapegoats and Dandelion tokens, I suppose. I don't run Dandelion tokens, so but obviously Summon Skull and Red Eyes can make that too. So really, really cool, really fun deck. It's not even too bad. It's like obviously a bit of a meme with a Time Wizard hitting that off a reasoning or a Monster Gate. Can be bad, can be broken, depending on the situation. But so yeah, the reason I wanted to showcase this deck and these cards was to make the point that you can pretty much make whatever you want broken. Like I've made Neospatians broken because obviously there's loads of support for Neospatians, like modern support that you can just tinker with and be like, all right, I'll put this one card from this obscure set and this one card that's worth like £1 in, and that becomes like the most broken card in the format potentially. So you can tinker with the meta however you see fit, and you can make slight changes depending on how balanced you want the format to be. I've tend to lean towards the idea of just crazy diversity, crazy amounts of fun, and if something becomes a huge problem, then I'll ban it, which I feel like is kind of what Konami does as well, maybe. Obviously their opinions are all based on money. My opinions are based on the fun of the game, so that is another reason to create your own format. The other deck that I have currently built for this is like a generic good stuff deck. So it's got like your generic good format cards. A lot of them are limited to 1 now because shit like Solemn Judgment, you kind of have them running around at 3. Bottomless Trap Hole is at 1. What I've tried to do is any card that has ever been on the ban list at any point that exists in gold format, I've tried to put that to 1 because that feels like it makes a lot of sense to me. Like Card of Safe Return, for example, is banned with good reason, so I've put that to 1, and it put zombies in check. It put like weird Manticore builds that become decent in these formats in check. So that was really good. Solemn Judgment obviously is a no-brainer. I'm trying to think of other cards that I put. 1 Trap Dust Shoot. You don't want to be playing against 3 Trap Dust Shoot. That's going to be awful. Although generally you tend to play 2, but it's still not a fun card to have to play around at 1. It's kind of fair. I believe it's a 1 in Edison format, so that does make a lot of sense. So yeah, anyways, this deck, it's running like your Plant Engine. It's running a little mini Light Sworn engine. It's running a 1 card Ritual Beast engine because this is a fucking broke as fuck card in this format. Because it can recruit any of your Ritual Beast, not Ritual monsters, should have been Ritual monsters, that would have made more sense. Fusion monsters. But the main heart and soul of this deck is actually Gustos, which is a really, really, really cool deck, and one that never really saw play, which is why I included it in Shiba 1.0, because I feel like given such cool decks like Gusto, I've always thought Gustos were really, really cool, but they've always been really, really bad. The monsters contradict each other, the spell and traps contradict each other. It's a really weird deck, but in gold format it becomes really playable, really good. Not necessarily broken, but really decent. And with everything being at 1, you don't have to you rarely have to worry about decks being super duper overpowered, because they're all inconsistent. They're all playing that gold format style of like chess, where you've got your one piece of each thing that does different stuff. So yeah, these are the reasons why I think you should create your own weird little format. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to play any of this. I don't really like playing Dueling Book as much as I used to. I just got really sick of it, because that was all I was doing to make videos for a while, and I burnt myself out on it, and I still haven't unburnt myself out on it. So if anyone wants to play like on Skype, or no one uses Skype anymore, Zoom or whatever, Facebook Messenger, what I don't know, just whatever you want to play on with real cards, that would be really cool. So get in touch if you want to do that. Yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my weird little video about my weird little format. Take care.